Hi everyone, and welcome to Delicado. My name is Ben and I'm the proprietor of Delicado Foods. I'm also the sommelier here, so if you come along and visit us, chances are I'm going to pour you a glass of wine. In the meantime though, I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine. This week we're looking at wines from Chile. So we've got a grape variety called Carmenere. Now Carmenere, if you haven't heard of that grape variety, heralds from Bordeaux. So we know Cabernet and Merlot and maybe Cabernet Franc from Bordeaux in France, and usually these red wines in Bordeaux are blended. What you don't know is that maybe there's a few other varieties like Petit Verdot, Malbec, and this variety called Carmenere, and a couple of others that are sometimes blended with Cabernet and Merlot to make Bordeaux reds. The history of this wine, well, people brought this grape variety over to Chile, I'd say more than 100 years ago, and it's become sort of one of the flagship wines of Chile because in Bordeaux they sort of focus more on Cabernet and Merlot, and this variety was sort of lost. So I think in terms of global plantings, there's more Carmenere in Chile now than there was in its original heartland of France. What do you expect from this variety? Well, I always think of it along with Bordeaux. So I think of black fruits and cassis. Think of it like an alternative to Cabernet and Merlot. In fact, you know, it's quite hard to pick this as anything but that. But the purity of fruit would suggest maybe that it's from the New World as opposed to France, the Old World. Yeah, on the palate, wow, an explosion. Black fruits, plums. There's a certain sort of herbaceous or leafy quality, and you get that sometimes with Cabernet and Merlot too, as part of, I guess, the regionality, i.e. where it's grown, but also part of the grape variety and the way it evolves as a wine. Sometimes when it's not particularly ripe, you do get things like leafiness, or in Australia, in Coonawarra, we get mintiness. So this is made by a company called Venisquero, and it comes from the Maipo Valley, which is one of the quite famous sub-regions of Chile. It's a 2007 vintage, and it's, you know, accessibly priced as you expect Chilean wines to be. So for these sorts of wines, you know, 20-30 bucks, you're pretty much on the money. In terms of what I would consume with this, well, typically I'd have a meat dish, maybe because of the sort of depth of fruit flavours, I'd pick a hearty dish, especially since it's cold at the moment. So maybe a beef dish or some lamb, but it should go well even with simple things like roast chicken. So if you are a Cabernet drinker or a Merlot drinker, but you're looking for a change, then, you know, chances are you'll really enjoy a Carmenere. So have a look for one next time you're in a restaurant or in your local wine store. Salut!